Hey guys, welcome to another audio commentary done by KeRo, and this time I'm going to be commentating on a game between Bisu Shield and Sparkyz. And this is going to take place on Loki 2, which is a map I haven't seen played in a while. It's going to be PvZ, again, Bisu Shield versus Sparkyz, Type B, if you want to include that. And it is going to be on Loki 2. And Bisu, as many of you guys know, is famous for the Bisu build, aka Fast Expand and go for Mass Corsairs, along with, well, sometimes there are Reaver drops along with Mass Corsairs, as well as gateways and Mass Expansions, as is true with any StarCraft Protoss vs. Zerg game. Traditionally now the strategy is to go for the fast expand rather than 2 gateway push, and most of the time you won't see a Protoss do the double gateway anymore unless they're planning on an early attack, which does surprise some Zergs. And you'll see Bisu sending out a probe early, and he does build a pylon, so we know Bisu right now is going to go for that fast expand. And Sparkyz, on the other end of the map, is going to scout Bisu right off the bat, of course, because there's only 2 spawn locations on Loki, so they know exactly where each other are, where the other player is. And you'll see that Sparkyz is sending out his early game Overlord, which again is traditional with any game, obviously. And we have Bisu sending out a scout. What seemed to be a little early, but, you know, I'm not used to VOD game time at the moment. And you'll see, wisely, Sparkyz is blocking off his choke point, so he does not want Bisu to see what he's going. So Sparkyz might indeed be going for a 9 pool. And whether or not we're able to see this yet, I'm not sure, but he is blocking off Bisu's scout. So Sparkyz is being very secretive very early in the game, trying to block what he's doing. And you'll see Bisu putting up that forge, so he's going to definitely go for that fast expand. Now, whether or not a player chooses to build the Nexus before the forge or put up a cannon before the Nexus, completely up to the Protoss. And because Bisu saw that he couldn't get into the base of Sparkyz, Bisu is going to put up the forge first because he thinks that Sparkyz may be going for a 9 pull, which again he can't be too sure of because of the fact that Sparkyz is effectively blocking his base. And you'll see that Sparkyz is going to go for a 12 hatch 11 pool build. At least that's what it's looking like because of all the drones that are on his middle line. He brings 2 probes in, and Bisu does get into the base of Sparkyz. So Bisu is going to see exactly what Sparkyz is doing. That drone does not go down. A spawning pool coming up for Sparkyz. So Bisu knows that Sparkyz right now is a little behind because he doesn't have those Zerglings up, and Bisu did think probably that he was going for a 9 pool, and indeed he wasn't. So Sparkyz is playing some mind games with Bisu right now, and Bisu trying to do a little drone harass early on in this game. You'll see that spawning pool going back in that far location for Sparkyz, so Sparkyz still trying to be secretive with his gameplay right now. You'll see a hatchery at his lower natural going up for Sparkyz. And those do look like Zerglings coming up. So Sparkyz will bring up his Zerglings fairly early, and Bisu is indeed keeping to try to harass those drones with his probes, trying to pick off a couple of drones. Oh, and the drone does go down. Bisu does manage to get down the drone before it could build the extractor, and if you do build an extractor and cancel it, the drone does come back at full health. So Sparkyz is a little careless right there early on in the game, but again, shouldn't make too much of a big difference later on. It is indeed only 1 worker, but again, we've seen what a difference that can make in the early game. The expansion coming up for Sparkyz right now, and looking back at Bisu, we do have the assimilator coming up, as well as a second Nexus and a gateway along with a cannon. So Bisu did indeed adapt to the strategy of Sparkyz by building only 1 cannon this time, and because the Zerglings were coming late, he decided to go right for his gateway attack. And guys, just a quick side note before I keep continuing here. My first video, I don't know if you guys saw it, I wanted to make a clarification. It wasn't Game 1, it was indeed Game 2. I didn't realize. Unfortunately, it looked like it was Game 1, but indeed it wasn't. It was Game 2 of that series, which had already been commented on, but not like that's important right now because I am only doing the first couple, so again, there'll be modifications. You might have saw that game was a little laggy. I'm sorry about that. This game right now is being recorded on a much smaller screen. It's not on full screen anymore, so it should be going at original VOD speed. So sorry if you guys were a little annoyed by that. I did try and attempt to fix that. Also, if you found the mic level to be a little too high, again, my apologies. Trying to get that set up. But anyway, back to this game, you see Bisu did put a Zealot in the middle of the map, blocking that transition between both sides of the map, so he is going to find out if Sparkyz is indeed trying to scout him, or whether he's going to bring units to the center. And you'll see Bisu doing his traditional Stargate. So he is going for his Corsair build. He's going to get a few Corsairs and going to try to harass Sparkyz and try to take down as many Overlords as possible. You see a pro coming in through Bisu. So Bisu's going to see this Zergling rush coming towards him. And you'll see those Zerglings trying to block off that pro from seeing what Sparkyz does have. You'll see a stray Zergling chasing after Bisu's pro. And Bisu coming back to this pro, so Bisu's cleverly microwave his pro. He's going to try to see exactly what Sparkyz has. Sparkyz now has 3 hatches operational, building a Hydralisk den, as well as a lair coming up for Sparkyz. So Sparkyz does have a lair up. And so my guess would be he's going for lurkers right now. And this is going to be contrary to Bisu's build right now. Bisu trying to take down that Overlord. That Overlord is going to see, it doesn't look like it's going to see the Stargate. So if the Overlord does see the Stargate, there's going to be a huge problem for Bisu. And the Overlord did indeed look like it did see the Stargate. So we should see some anticipatory play coming from Sparkyz, being able to mass Hydras, or at least get some sort of Hydralisk defense. You see Spire coming up for Sparkyz, so it doesn't look like he is changing his plan. My guess would be he is indeed going for Scourges right now to not give up air superiority to Bisu. And Bisu currently holding air superiority with that single Corsair that is coming up to harass Sparkyz. You'll see that Corsair already taking down an early game Overlord, and that Overlord is still trying to run away. So again, now it just went down. Sorry, guys. So that Overlord did just go down, and Bisu, running around the map with his Corsairs, also getting a slight scouting advantage because of the fact that he can see exactly what Bisu's doing, what Sparky's doing. Sorry, and Bisu does see the Spire, so Bisu knows that a Spire is coming up, so he's probably expecting Corsairs. So whether or not Bisu changes his forces has yet to come. You see Bisu, as in the beginning of the game I've said, they do intend to go for Reavers after they do have the Corsairs to go for Corsair Reaver, and that is indeed what Bisu's doing. So he's going to adjust his strategy. He's going to go for Reavers to counter those Hydralisks that are being produced by Sparkyz. And you'll see that probably some Scourges are going to come up from Sparkyz right now to combat that air superiority held by Bisu at the moment. And Bisu getting his traditional Corsairs, getting a few more around 3. And so Bisu is going to have his Corsairs to patrol the base of Sparkyz. The Scourge is coming out for Sparkyz. So Sparkyz does have Scourges. He's going to try to take in those Corsairs, or try to push those Corsairs into the Hydralisks so that Bisu's Corsairs will be lost by Sparkyz forces. And you'll see Bisu seeing those Corsairs quickly microwing away. So some good micro by Bisu, avoiding those Corsairs, and also focusing on his base. See, he puts up a few additional cannons to prevent a push headed towards his base. You see that lurkers were not indeed researched. It was going to Hydralisk speed, so Hydralisk speed was going up early. Bisu expanding now at the 9 o'clock position. And a Hydralisk push coming in from Sparkyz. So Sparkyz looks like he is going to make an attempt at Bisu's base. And Bisu wisely putting up some cannons to prevent that. You see, Sparkyz does scout the robotics bay coming from Bisu. So this is going to